global heat continues its streak. Last month, the world endured the hottest April on record, according to new data from Copernicus, the European Union's climate monitoring service. Here's a report on the devastating impact of climate change across the globe.
From Dubai's desert rain to Chile's unexpected snow, the world reels under the erratic dance of extreme weather. Severe storms and tornadoes hitting parts of United States, the unforgiving floods of Brazil, the scorching heat waves in South Asia demand an explanation. Scientists have confirmed that climate change caused some specific weather extremes in April with new data from Copernicus, the European Union's climate monitoring service, revealing the world's average temperature in the last 12 months ending in April was the highest on record at 1.61 degrees Celsius above the average.
April this year was the warmest April on record globally. So considering the global average surface air temperature over the entire globe, that's the 11th month for which the temperature has been the warmest on record for the same month in all previous year for which we have data.
The impacts are felt worldwide. Heavy rainfall and thunderstorms have hit Germany and parts of United States, while most of Asia faces deadly heat waves and wildfires. The marine ecosystem in Kenya is also suffering from mass coral bleaching events. While the end of the El Nino event with typically lower temperatures, global sea surface temperatures remain high, suggesting a troubled shift in the climate system.
This is what's most puzzling, is that despite the end of the El Nino event, the sea surface temperatures, the global sea surface temperature remains so high. So I think in recent months, given all these records that we have seen tumbling in the past few months, I think many scientists have asked the question whether there could be a shift in the climate system.
Despite the agreed-upon goal of limiting warming to 1.5 degrees Celsius, achieving this target is becoming increasingly challenging. Urgent action is needed to curb carbon dioxide emissions and mitigate the catastrophic consequences of the climate change.
And now to give you more perspective and an in-depth analysis on this, I'm joined by Dr. D. Sivanandapai, who's the AGDM of IMD New Delhi. Thank you so much, sir, and a very good afternoon from New Delhi. Now, we've seen the report on how we saw that April has been recorded as the hottest month ever. What are the reasons, first of all, that you see behind this?
So, good afternoon. So, as you said, this April has been warmest ever recorded. And it is almost 0.15 degree more than the warmest recorded in 2016. So in fact, 2023 also was warmest ever recorded year also. The main reason behind is the ongoing El Nino event, which started in the month of June and strengthened. It became a very strong El Nino and peak early this year, and it is still continuing. That is, and because of that, throughout the global oceans, particularly tropical Pacific and even tropical Indian Ocean, they are very much warmer than normal. And in addition to that, the greenhouse gas emission caused, anthropogenic resulted climate change. Both these factors can be said to be the main reason for the observed warm April as well as the last year.
Right, Dr. Pai, and in such a scenario, what are the ways that one can take involving the common citizens? We are with every passing day witnessing new technologies evolving. Carbon farming is one of them. What are the various ways that one can adapt to mitigate the climate change?
See, mitigation means that to reduce the impact of climate change, that is, and we know that is caused by the emission of the greenhouse gases. So our efforts should be mainly to decrease the greenhouse gases, particularly carbon dioxide, methane, nitrogen dioxide, those kind of gases. And for that, the carbon dioxide, these gases has to be one of that, the sources of these gases are coal and those type of, petrol, diesel, all that has to be reduced. Use of fossil fuels has to be reduced. At the same time, like forestation, more forest area has to be there, which can absorb carbon dioxide. And also, we should adopt the technologies which will reduce, consumption of coal and fossil-based fuel. So we have to improve the wind-based or other, energy sources has to be explored, like solar energy or wind energy, and we should thereby reduce the coal-based energy and also adapt to new technologies which will have more energy efficiency, and those type of has to be there.
And when we talk about India particularly, where do we stand? Where does the country India stand when we talk about attaining the SDGs or the Sustainable Development Goals, Dr. Pai?
See, so far we have, as promised, in the COP, that we have already achieved more than 50% of the wind and solar energy being created, and at the same time, actually we also have been adopting a lot of adaptation methodology, like early warning for extreme events caused by climate change, etc., thereby trying to reduce the risk associated with the climate change.
And also, how do you see the involvement of youth particularly, because they are the next generation, the future is in their hands. What can they exactly do? How can they contribute to make it a better world?
Students, you meant the young people, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So see, that's what I said. So they have to reduce actually consumption of energy, so that they can simply go when they go to school or other places, they can walk, which will help you in improving their health as well as reducing carbon footprint. And at the same time, we can also adapt more, anything that we purchase locally produced thing, so that it can reduce carbon footprint caused by transporting item to our area, and similarly reducing meat. It may be a controversy, but even this meat as a food actually causes a lot of greenhouse gases emission like methane, etc. So we have to identify things like that, and slowly in our life we have to try to adapt to those type of things that can mitigate the greenhouse gases.
So small steps can really make a big difference. Thank you so much, Dr. Pai, for joining us and bringing us a quick and rounded perspective on how the